guys, Stitching May here, trying this video again because I felt like I was flying and rushing through it. I'm here for my update video. I'm actually here within a week. I said that I was going to try to do weekly videos now that I'm doing this Wheel of Whips or Arbitrary August. It started off as Arbitrary August from Stitching Mommy. And I love the idea of doing random whips. So then I kind of started, I'm going to finish out Arbitrary August. And then I'm going to do Arbitrary Whips or Wheel of Whips, where I just randomly every day spin the wheel and I work on whatever project pops up on the wheel. With that, I think I'm going to be able to do more often videos. I'm going to either do them every week or every 2 weeks. I'm trying every week right now to see if I have enough content to make a video. You guys let me know if you like the 1 week update. There'll be shorter videos. Or I can do a 2 week video and they'll have more stuff in them, but then the video will be a little bit longer. You guys let me know what you think. So anyway, my last video I uploaded early Thursday morning. And I didn't get to stitch Wednesday night or a lot of Thursday. I uploaded my video about 2 a.m. my time, and then about 3 o'clock a.m., 3:15ish, we got the call that you never want. My oldest niece had been in an accident. She's fine now, but my husband had to come home from work to where I could go be at the hospital to see what was going on. I was there most of the day and had been up for almost over 24 hours. And then I had to help with some of the younger kids. Anyway, crazy story that life kind of exploded for about 48 hours. Everything's okay now, but it limited my stitching. I did stitch some on. I had spun for Thursday and gotten the blue gymnast. It is a pattern. I'll insert what it's supposed to look like, that I got off Etsy. I had originally purchased this for my niece for her birthday, and then when I got in the pattern realized that it was too much for a beginner stitcher. So I instead decided to stitch on it. So I spun Thursday, and this is what it looked like before I started. And I got the blue gymnast, and I stitched a little bit Thursday, not a whole lot. And then when I was spinning for Friday, I actually got blue gymnast a second time. I could not believe it because I had really gotten into the rhythm of stitching and really didn't want to put it down. And when my husband spun, he got blue gymnast again. I was like, I had just thought to myself with the first day of spinning the wheel that I was gonna just cheat and stitch on this one a little longer. But I stuck to my guns, spun the wheel, and got blue gymnast. And this is where I am now on her. I don't remember what fabric this is. I know it says silk weaver. I got it in a swap. I want to say it's either candied apples or brandied apples. Not 100. I don't think so though. I don't know what this is. I know that it is a silk weaver. It's on 32 count, and this is where I am. I like that it's kind of a pinky beige color, and I like the way the blue is coming up on her. So I ended up getting to stitch with a virtual stitch with Sammy J here on Flosstube, and of course Organic Granny. We did a Skype and stitch session, and I got a lot of progress done on Friday into Saturday morning. I technically stitched on the Saturday morning up until Saturday morning because at the time it wasn't tomorrow until I went to bed. I've now changed my mind on that, and I'm going to spend only at midnight, and then that way I get some nighttime stitching and then some daytime stitching, and then that way I'm actually spending a day on each project, whereas before I would spend whenever I sat down to stitch, and then I would pick it up back up. And then anyway, I've decided that spending at midnight is going to be better for me. But this is where I am now. The only thing I have left are her legs, and then I'll be done. So I should be able to get this done by Christmas, hopefully. That's my goal, and then get it framed. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to put her name on it. I'm not sure. And then, so I worked Saturday, Sunday, and I worked extra this week. I worked Monday as well. So I didn't get a lot of stitching done then. I did work on my Connie G back stitch sal, but I can't show that to you because I worked on the September block, which is not released yet. Once the September block is released, I can show you what I've done. I got about half of that block done. Saturday was a good night at work. Sunday and Monday were horrible. I had barely time for a lunch, much less any time to actually stitch. And then we came home Tuesday, or I came home from work on Tuesday, which was yesterday. My days and nights are mixed up. They're always mixed up. I work third shift. I never know. I go to work on one day, come home on the next. I never know what day of the week it is without thinking about it. But anyway, I spun and I got my Tree of Hope. And this is where she was before. And this is where I am now. Not a whole lot done. My stitchy bug's not been great this week. I'm hoping in the future that either I have more to show because my stitchy bug will be better. If not, I'll change to every 2 weeks to where I have more to show you. But here's where I am now. This is the all over picture, and then to show you where I actually stitched, I kind of filled in coming up through here. It's some of the silk color is what I stitched on. It was coming up through that branch right there. But there my Tree of Hope is, and I still absolutely love this piece. This one was hard to put down, and that's going to be the hardest part of this, is that seeing, like, I like that this is getting me to touch all of my whips, because sometimes part of my stitchy bug issue is that they are either none of them are calling to me or all of them are calling to me and I can't decide. This decides for me, so that makes it better. However, it's hard to put them down sometimes, but we'll see how it goes. And then, so let me touch on this first before I go on to the little bit of haul that I have, and then some stitchy gifts, and then what I've spun for today, and then that'll be it. So after Sammy J and I did the virtual stitch, I don't know if you guys knew, but a while back ago she did a hangout live for her birthday, where she did a hangout and then she broadcast it live on her YouTube. It was so much fun. You could drop in the hangout, chat with her, or if you didn't want to actually do the hangout, you could watch the YouTube video and stitch while you watched other people stitch and hang out. The issue became, though, that when she shared the link to the hangout and to the YouTube itself, some creepers were kind of popping in here and there. So we were talking about how we needed a place so that we could all share our own information without having to worry about creepers coming in and that kind of thing. And about 7 years ago, I opened up a group on Facebook, and I called it Skype and Stitch. It was back when I was doing the cross stitch forum, and some people had wanted to get together there. I opened up the group, it kind of flopped, and I archived it and never really thought about it again. However, I unarchived the group, and it's now called Virtual Stitchers. Sammy and I right now are the admins, and all it is it's nothing formal. Literally, it's a place to where if you want to do some virtual stitching, either via Skype, Facebook Messenger video chat, or Hangouts, you can go there and you can share your information. And then it's so informal that the way it's going to kind of work is that if you're available and you want to do a hangout, you set up the hangout and you drop the link on the group, and anybody that wants to join can join. Or if you see somebody that you want to message and change Skype information with, that kind of thing, it's very informal. The good thing is that doing it this way, if we decide, or when we decide to do if anybody decides to do a hangout and then broadcast it live on their YouTube channel, they can make the video private to where you have to have the link to see the video, and then they can also share the link in the hangout. That way only the stitchers are seeing it. We did make the group close. We ask a few questions just to where we know that it's a stitcher. It's nothing, anybody's welcome. It's not an exclusive thing, and it's so not formal. It is literally, if you're up to stitch virtually, you throw out there that you want to stitch, and if anybody's available, they'll jump on and stitch with you, and if not, then there it is. We might do, I think Sammy's wanting to do some actual scheduled stitches. We don't know. This is all completely off the cuff. It was kind of like, hey, let's try this and see what happens. So you guys are our guinea pigs. I hope you're okay with that. Sammy J also talks about it on her most recent Flosstube video, and I'll link to that. She may explain it better than I do. I don't know. But if you're interested, just, you know, pop over. It's Virtual Stitchers on Facebook. So then on to some haul. I got one piece of haul, and then I actually have some gifts. My gifts, I'll start off with my gifts. The first gift I have, I was contacted by a lady. I don't know if her name's Rachel. I think I'm okay to share her first name, Rachel. And she does have a Flosstube, and I'll drop the link below. But she contacted me and told me that she was has her own cross-stitch pattern company. She's designing cross-stitch patterns. It's called Leia Patterns. And she sent me 2 patterns for me to try out. And I told her that I would share them on my Flosstube. I haven't actually started them yet. I've looked the pattern over. Because of the Wheel of Whips, I'm going to have to put a space on there for a new start. I think I'm going to just put new start, and then that way I get to choose a new start. But then that could get me in trouble. I don't know. Either new start or spin again, maybe is what I'll do. That way if I want to start a new start, I can start the new start. But if not, I'll just spin again. We'll see. Because I do have a lot of stuff I want to start. So her company is at leiapatterns.com. I think she's also on Etsy, but I found her through her actual website. And she sent me 2 patterns. The first one was this beautiful sugar skull. Guys, the patterns come, they are color patterns. Accidentally printed part of it off on the back. I'll show you that little bitty part because you won't know what it is. But they are big, as you can see, easy to read, easy to see. I'm very impressed. This is the sugar skull. And then she also had this beautiful, I just printed off the cover pages because they are PDF, this colorful butterfly. And like I said, she does have a Flosstube. I'll link to it below as well. But there that is. She's got all kinds. She's got unicorns. She's got saying. She's got so many patterns. Those are just 2 that that jumped out at me. And I hope to do these soon. Especially this butterfly, guys. This is amazing. And they look like they'll be quick stitches, but they're not too simplex. So. And then the other thing was I shared my Stitchy wish list on Instagram, like many of you did, thanks to Michelle Bendy Stitcher. She had kind of tagged everybody to share the Stitchy wish list on Instagram with the hashtag Stitchy wish list. And Climber Stitcher contacted me, and she sent me one that was on my wish list. Jessie Marie, now you have more reasons to get it. It's the Satsuma Street Folk Flowers. Guys, this pattern is amazing. So this is the original pattern, is this runner. And I think it's like 8 by 20 or something, 12 by 20, I don't know. But you get that. But then, so this comes as one pattern. And then they have each motif broken up in separate patterns too. To where you can do these little things like this. Just a little bitty bags or a small piece finished. I thought they were really cute. They'll be great for gifts. Maybe even like if somebody has a birth sampler or a wedding sampler, because there are a lot of hearts on them. I really, really, really love this heart one right here. This little bottom motif right there. I love that one. That one was gifted to me through the Stitchy wish list on Instagram. And then this one is one that I found on Stash Unload. I've got to stay off Stash Unload. I've got to stop buying patterns. I talked to Stitching Leopard, cross-stitching Leopard, who's also on Flosstube. He just put another male stitcher, guys, and he just put his first video up. I'll link to his channel below as well. But I was telling him that sometimes, because after watching his video, he enabled me to get 2 more patterns. And we were talking about how it's hoarding, and I said that I think that collecting the stash and stuff is a completely second hobby. But I got on Stash Unload and found this sampler. It's by Milady's Needle. This is called the Folk Art Sampler. Apparently I'm into folk art lately. But it's got this weeping willow, or what I'm calling a weeping willow. It's not really a willow, but it kind of reminds me of the weeping willow. And a daisy, and I couldn't resist that. What I really liked is that it's got this saying on here, Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads, and I like that. But once I got the pattern, I realized they also made it into an anniversary sampler, and this will be the 10th year anniversary for my husband and I. I know I won't get this finished, but I've never done a wedding sampler for us, so I thought I might make this into our wedding sampler and put our initials and then our wedding date on it, kind of like this is done. So it's got, of course, the original verse, and then it's got the customization if you want to do it that way. And it has, it's charted with AVAS SDA. Never heard of those flosses. Not at all familiar with those. But it also has the DMC conversion, which is probably what I will do. AVA. Silk. AVAS. Does it say what it's? Here we go. It's those that I can't say again. Those French ones. Alver a soy. Soy de alger. I'm going to stitch with DMC. But it is stitched on Lakeside linens. Oh, am I showing you? Could you see the pattern? Probably not. Lakeside linens. 40 count purled barley linen, or you can do 36 count sand dune linen, but both of those are from Lakeside Linens. And then last night at midnight I was stitching. My kid's been sick too, on top of all this crazy week, between his stomach and then his allergies. It's been an interesting week. It's been a crazy week. I'm hoping next week I'll have more to show you. But I spun last night right at midnight, and he woke up and would not go back to sleep. I had to try to get him back to sleep. Finally, he fell back asleep. But he spun for me, and he spun my Christmas Advent. This is the Dimensions Christmas countdown. So you stitch the calendar, and then you stitch these little charms, and it's an Advent calendar. And I've had this for a while. This kit is out of print. You can find it on eBay. Some are a decent price, others are ridiculous prices. I got mine at a decent price. This was a stitch along with Ildy from Cross Stitch and Discuss. I think she's still working on hers as well. And this is where I currently am. I've gotten a lot of the border done. I was stitching on the border more than anything because I knew that was going to take a while. And now I'm going to start on the actual, I'm going to work on Santa today. I'm going to work on Santa. I want to see some Santa. I don't know why. It's getting fall weather. It's getting cooler. I actually have leggings on today. I'm hoping that fall weather is coming. I absolutely love fall weather. Kitten Stitcher in her last video was talking about, you know, what's your favorite part of fall, and there is not a single thing except for ragweed that I do not like about fall. I love the weather change. I love the crispness in the air. I like being cool enough to have little fires in our little fire pit and roast marshmallows. I love breaking out the not crazy warm, but the, you know, cooler weather clothes, like the jeans and leggings and stuff. I like cooler weather clothes better anyway. So apparently people are posting some pictures of their leaves changing. Hopefully fall is here. Pumpkin spice is out. I mean, you know, I know it's so cliche, but pumpkin spice. I got pumpkin spice coffee creamer the other day. So anyway, that is it for this video. I know this is super quick. Like I said, I will link below to the Leia patterns and her floss tube, and then Cross Stitch Leopard's floss tube. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you to my subscribers who have put up with my crazy, unpredictable update schedules. And thank you guys for listening to my rambling. And I will also link, I don't know if I can link to Facebook. I'll put the name of the group here. Try to put it here in the video. If not, it'll be in the drop down video. I'm using a new editing software. Again, the last one I used was amazing, but it took me 2.5 hours to edit a 30-minute video, and then it took me 2 hours to save and upload it. This other editing software is something that somebody told me about, and it was like a whole $6. I'm going to try it instead and see if it's easier, but I don't know if I can add text to the actual video itself. Anyway, I digress again. Take care, guys. Happy stitching.